Hello everyone, Lily and Daniel here with chippiesdesigns.com. Thank you all for tuning in today. We appreciate you. Within this video, we're going to walk you all through the process that we take to create a sublimated mug. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive straight on into this. So we're going to be running the Empress Mug Press that you can get over at heatpressnation.com. I will leave links in the description below so you can check that out on your end. Where we're going to begin is we want to have the mug, the design ready to go, fire up your equipment, whatever you're using on your end. As you can see right here, we are having to fit the design to the cup because there is a little bit excess paper hanging off. So what we typically like to do is kind of measure it out, get the idea more or less of where the placement is going to be, and then see how much paper is there, and we remove it by hand like so. You want to be real careful to ensure that you're not going to cut off the design upon doing this. You want a more jagged and rigid edge as opposed to a straight sharp scissor cut like edge, so that way that doesn't show up within the press. One very important variable to consider is make sure that we're always reading the manufacturer's instructions and heat requirements upon and before pressing to ensure that we are doing everything as advised. So when you have the sizing down and the placement according to your liking, you then want to get some heat tape to go ahead and basically adhere the design, the paper, to the mug. This is obviously going to ensure that the design does not move upon pressing. So here we're using 2 pieces of tape. You can use 3 or 4, whatever you're comfortable with on your end. I think as long as you get to where you're going, I don't recommend to hatch the tape over the back of the paper, like all the way through it, making a cross over it, just because that tape could possibly, like that stripe created by the tape, could come out within the press, and we don't want that. So try to stay around the edges upon placing your tape. So ensuring that we are following the manufacturer settings, we're letting the Empress Mug Press heat up. Upon doing so, we're going to get a piece of parchment paper and firmly wrap it around the mug. You want to make sure that it is firmly wrapped around, that it's not loose upon placing it into the mug press. As you see, it may need a little working in there to make sure, again, that it is tight around the mug. You don't want the paper crinkled or anything like that upon inserting it into your mug press. So you see there is a firm grip around the parchment paper which is wrapped around the mug. We slide it in like so, and then you just close your machine, and then you're going to want to go ahead and wait the time amount that your instructions on your end require. Again, this part's important as everyone's materials and setups will require different settings. So I'm going to speed up this part right here, and the countdown is now done. As you see, when the countdown is done and your timer is ringing, you want to go ahead and be prompt and open up the machine and get the mug out of there as soon as possible when the timer is complete. So we're going to open up the Empress by pulling this little rod right here like so. We are wearing a heat glove, and you just simply want to pull it out. Be extremely careful upon handling the mug as it is definitely going to be hot. We do not want to burn ourselves. So as you've heard me mention several times in this video, following the manufacturer's instructions is super important. Here is a direct result of not doing so. As you see, the brown areas are supposed to be more prominent in black, and the pink is supposed to be a lot more vibrant. This is a direct result of not following the manufacturer's instructions. This is a direct result of not allowing the machine to heat up to the appropriate settings, which is resulting in less prominent colors. So let's take it back from the top. Here we have another empty mug with a design. We are using ASAP paper, in which we will do an entirely different review on. We are lining the design up on the mug as we like it, and then we're going to approach it the exact same way as we did before, where we line it up and then we go ahead and tape it down with some heat tape. So again, the approach is very, very similar to the first. However, the only thing that really changes is the parchment paper. As you see, it's more cut down to size. Upon placing it in there, we're just making sure that it's not going to come off. The paper is where it needs to be, covering the design in its entirety. And the heat press is now at the appropriate settings. And we're just simply going to close it and do the exact same thing we did the first time. Now, while this one is pressing, we're going to go ahead and show you an up-close look here at the results of not following the instructions through and through. Here, the heat was a bit too low for the specific setup we are running on our end, and again, that is a direct result of that. Now, here are some direct results of following the instructions for the materials and setups you were using on your end. As you see here, as we open it up, it is smoking. You don't really want to allow hot things to fall over your wires. However, that's an accident. It does happen. As you see, the cup itself or the mug itself is steaming. So ensure that you are wearing a heat glove that's appropriate for the tasks at hand, as we do not want to burn ourselves. To remove the paper here, Lily is going to take a small pick that we use to weed and kind of just pick up and lift the tape so we can show you the results here. And as you can see, this is a direct result of following the settings for the setups and materials that you are using on your end. As you can see here though, the colors, the blacks, the reds, the colors are more pronounced, they pop and they're in our face, they're vibrant, and it's overall, it reads beautifully. That right there is the process and approach that we take to go ahead and create sublimation mugs on our end. Should you have any questions, if we didn't touch base on anything specific that you may have wanted to know at any point throughout this video, please, by all means, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and we are going to do our best to assist you into the best possible direction. We also have social medias all under the same name at Chimpy's Designs. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We would truly appreciate the support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for us, as we would genuinely appreciate the support. We will be bringing more videos like this. Thank you for tuning in yet again. You all have a great day.